Starting over is good. Let's talk about it. There is so much stigma with having to start over again. But I want to talk to you guys a little bit about why starting over is good. Starting over can be beneficial, and starting over is often needed. And we are so afraid to fail and start over, but I want to make a case for it. Like, I talk about failure a lot because I'm the type of person that I fail all the freaking time. It's just like, I don't know, it's a habit at this point. Actually, I know I'm going to butcher this, but there was this cute little video of these toddlers coming out of a tent, and maybe there were like 6 or 7 of them, but the first one like tripped trying to come out because the lip of the entrance was a little bit high up, so he like tripped, and like all the toddlers that were behind it proceeded to like follow him and trip over the same lip of the tent, right? The last kid though didn't even make it to the lip and just threw himself on the ground because he thought, oh, wow, well, that's what everybody's doing. So I guess that's what we're doing. So he just threw himself on the ground and then got up and then tripped on the lip. It was hilarious. But the point of that is that sometimes failure is actually a learned behavior. Failure is just what we believe is going to happen. Failure is like inherent to what we're doing. We've done it 100 times. We failed 100 times, and we keep failing in the same disastrous manner. We see that everybody else has attempted and failed and believe, well, we can't do it because everybody else is failing. But let's talk about it for a second, because the mindset behind failure is so negative. It's this like, oh, I don't want it, I don't need it, like it's embarrassing. But there's 2 things that you need to keep in mind. Okay? The first is that you were willing to try, that you were willing to go ahead and do something that was challenging you, that you dared to be different, that you dared to attempt something. And that in and of itself is a freaking win. So let's turn that fail into a win, first of all, okay? And the second thing is that really nobody's paying attention to if you fail. So there really is nobody looking at you, and if they are, like, they're really not people that you want to be paying attention to anyways. But the fact that like you fail isn't going to really disturb anybody else's life. Like, I've come in dead last at competitions, and is my sister like throwing it in my face 6 months later? No, she doesn't even think about it. Like, the only place that failure lives is in my head. Not in my sister's head, not in my friend's heads, not in my husband's head, not in my kids' head. Nobody freaking even thinks about it. It was a blip in time. They've got their own shit going on. They've got their own lives to worry about. So, okay, you had the opportunity and you took it, but also nobody's even really paying attention. Okay, so how do we take that failure and make it into something that is amazing and wonderful? Okay. So you pick a thing and you do it and you fail. You fall off. Something bad happens. No. We have to go into things assuming that a failure is going to happen. We never want to attempt something and believe that we're going to be 100% from the very beginning, because that mindset leads to this black and white, all or nothing. I started it, I need to do it 100% or else it's not worth doing. And that's not reality. We have to go into new adventures believing that we are going to stumble along the way, that we're going to mess up, that we're going to make errors because we're beginners. Hey, it's that beginner mindset creeping in here. It's that being willing to learn through trial and error. So, having that mindset from the jump, from the beginning, and understanding that it's just a part of the game is something that you have to internalize. Okay, so we do the thing and we mess up, we fall off. Inevitably, it's going to happen. We have to understand what happened before we can move on. Failure teaches lessons. Failure shows us where we need to maximize or improve our system. So, take for instance, you're on a diet and you're hitting it, you're good, everything, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, everything's perfect, you're doing well. And then you have a wedding and you go to the wedding and oh my God, you just eat everything in sight and everything is just like, ugh, so delicious. And you have cake and you have wine and you are just eating calorie, more calories, more fats, more carbs, more protein. It's so delicious. And then the next day you have this like post-wedding hangover with the food and the alcohol, and you're just like, ugh, I failed. Ugh, I messed up. Okay, so I'm gonna have brunch, and now I'm gonna have mimosas, and now I'm gonna go out to lunch, and then I'm gonna go out to dinner because I don't feel like cooking, and I'm not gonna go food shopping because I'm not gonna meal prep. You see how like it sort of starts to snowball? Okay. At some point, you have to look and think, okay, where did I go wrong? What was it about this failure that led me to snowball and go out of control for more than just that wedding? And I'm not saying don't eat at weddings or birthdays or parties. What I'm saying is that the all or nothing mentality is going to creep up on you, and that if you somehow deviate from the plan, whether it's through your fault, through nobody's fault, through life circumstances, that black and white thinking is going to get you, and it's going to make you snowball into other behaviors that you do not want. Okay? So what could have happened in that situation? Oh, you could have eaten properly throughout the day without saving up calories. You could have had more protein throughout the day so you weren't as hungry at the wedding. You could have had meals prepped for the following day. You could have had a plan of action going into it and during it and after it. You could have had a plan. You could have gotten rid of that all or nothing thinking beforehand. You could have said, hey, I'm going to enjoy my time and it's going to be wonderful. But you know what? The next day, I'm going to get right back to it. Eliminating this fear and this failure problem is really important. Okay? Now, what else happens with failure? So when you fail, because you will inevitably fail, it's not only understanding what happened. It's not only realizing, oh, you know what, I didn't prepare, I didn't have the right mindset, I didn't have this, but it's also putting into action the plan that you have. It's also understanding the ramifications of what it is that you just did. Now, wonderful. You went to the wedding, you drank, you partied, you ate, and the next day you're up 7 pounds. Oh my God. Are you really up 7 pounds though? Probably not. It's probably water weight. There's probably a lot of sodium in your body. The alcohol is going to prevent you from losing weight for the next 3 days. So it's important to be very cautious about what you eat. Understanding the ramifications of what happened and how you can mitigate them, right? And I know I'm using diet as like an exercise, but this as an example, sorry. So because I'm using this as an example, like you can use it for anything. You can use it for work. You can use it for your relationships. You can use it for your exercise. You can do it for whatever. Whenever you decide that you have a plan, you have to not only understand what happened, put a plan into action, and then actually execute, but also understand the ramifications of what you did. So it's those 4 points. It's before, it's during, it's after, it's understanding. But then there's a small component that I want to talk about, and a lot of people will not agree with this. Because I use the term forgive. And I want you to understand there's really nothing to forgive. But a lot of times, most of the time, we beat ourselves up. We say, you did a bad thing. You were a bad person. You ate the bad food. Everything is bad, 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 bad. And so, yes, I use the term forgive, but I want you to know that underneath that, really, there is nothing to forgive. But we have to go in with the mindset that you have to forgive yourself. You have to say, it's okay. I stepped away from my plan for a second, but I love myself enough to get right back to it. It is the ultimate in healing. It is the ultimate in success. You don't have to be perfect. And we keep coming back to this perfection is a lie thing. And you guys know how I feel about that. But we have to verbalize it. We have to say, it's okay. I forgive myself. I know I fell off. I know I didn't follow through with my promise to myself. I know I didn't do perfect actions. But I forgive myself and I will try again. Okay, guys, that's all I had to say for today about failure. I want you to know that failure is normal. Failure is common. But what's uncommon is trying again. And I want you all to be uncommon today, okay? Love you guys. Bye.